Have you ever told someone about your RPG hobby and you can just feel the judgment in their eyes? Oh, you're one of those antisocial nerds who just sits in their basement all day and plays pretend? Honestly, this perception always baffled me because role playing games is one of the most social things that I can think of. Sure, the hunkering in the basement might be a little bit true, but we always go up for fresh air. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the top skills that role-playing games can help develop, and some personal experiences from me of how they've helped me develop my skills. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more role-playing game content. So I've been playing RPGs now for about 10 years, but honestly, I wish I had started sooner. There are so many good fundamental skills that you learn from playing role-playing games that I feel like I kind of missed out. But I will say that playing role-playing games, even starting in my young adult years, has really helped me in other world things, other skills like my job and interacting with people. So here are some of the top categories and top tips of how I think role-playing games can help build skills for everyone. So the first and biggest category I think is social skills. So you're sitting down with up to 2 to 5 different players, which means you're having to interact with these people. And one of the things that's great about role-playing games is you automatically have a common ground. So oftentimes people struggle with small talk or relating to other people because they don't know what they have in common, so they don't know what to talk about. Well, role-playing games, either you're talking about the game or you're playing the game, so you're all going on the same quest or adventure together. The other cool thing about role-playing games is there is a built-in social framework that sets boundaries for people. So there are certain ways that you act within a role-playing game, giving each other different times to speak, that is just conducive to developing these skills. It also gives people permission to be social. So you're automatically having to interact with other people. And so in times when maybe introverted people or people who are more shy wouldn't normally speak up or usually are sitting in the background, they're encouraged during this time to have their say and to participate in this game that's happening. So I think that this kind of environment is just really helpful for people to come out of their shell and get used to talking to other people and communicating their wishes. And along those lines, it's learning how to communicate your opinion, ideas, and emotions. This is something that helped me a lot, specifically in presenting and in my everyday job. I think learning to speak up and give your opinion and your ideas in certain situations can be really intimidating. But when you're practicing it every weekend with your friends, it gives you a safe space to really be okay when you have a good idea to speak up and give your opinion. And the people at the table are there to listen and there to help you implement your idea. So that when you're at school or when you're in a job and you have a good idea, you don't have to face that huge barrier brick wall because you're used to practicing speaking up. I noticed after playing role-playing games for a little bit, this became a lot easier for me because I was used to speaking up if I had a good idea, and I was also used to other people's opinions because it happened all the time at the role-playing game table. I was able to implement what I had practiced and learned there to some of my real-life job experiences and be comfortable in doing that. Let me know in the comments if you've had any experiences similar to this, building a skill out of role-playing games that's really helped you in your everyday life. And the other piece in the social skill category is developing empathy, which is a big one. So you're playing a character who is not yourself and has a different personality, different thoughts, different emotions. You're playing as someone else, which inherently means that you are looking through the world through someone else's eyes, which is ultimately what empathy is, being able to see from a different perspective. So I think that role-playing games are just so awesome in that it gives people the opportunity to learn how to do that and learn how to creatively think about other people's perspectives and how they might be experiencing the world. The next important set of skills is teamwork. So everyone at the table is always working together towards a quest or adventure, goal, mission, whatever you want to call it. And that involves communication, teamwork, and collaboration. So also what this means is that you're spending time making sure everyone is sharing the spotlight. In my experience, the best gaming sessions are when everyone has their say, but there's also an equal opportunity for people to shine. So that means you have to learn not to be selfish. You can't just take the whole time making sure that your character gets to take all the different combat hits and gets the final blow, and everything is because of you, or you always charge in first, or you always make the decisions without consulting anyone else. There has to be a level of collaboration and making sure that everyone has a chance to have their say and their spotlight. On the other end of the spectrum, for people who are more shy, it means that they have a built-in system to be able to have that spotlight. But there's other people to support them if they're not entirely confident. It gives them a chance to shine if they want to, and they have the support of everyone at the table that's working towards a common goal. So I find that role-playing games are really, really great for building teamwork and communication, and also to help people shine when they need to, and help people kind of balance that when they're a little bit too aggressive with their shine. The next set of skills is creativity. RPGs are extremely creative. They are really a basis of storytelling and improvisation. Both of these things take practice and can be applied to other aspects of your life. The other thing you learn in RPGs is to be flexible. So oftentimes things will not go as planned, either if you're the game master or a player. So you have to learn to be creative when you encounter failure or when you encounter something that didn't go the way that you planned. You're able to come up with different solutions and different paths and ways of doing things because you know that that's no longer an option for you. So just another way to practice these skills in a more creative format. And for me, the planning aspect was something that has gotten so much better since I started playing role-playing games. I love to plan. I'm a very structured person. I like things to go the way that I think they're going to go in my head, and when they don't, I have some issues with adjusting sometimes. But RPGs have taught me that definitely things are not going to go as you plan, and you have to be able to be creative and come up with different solutions. So when I have that opportunity every weekend to practice encountering failure, encountering improvisation, encountering creativity to be able to solve different problems, I'm able to have more confidence when these things come up in my life. And I'm able to think, okay, this didn't go as planned, but that's okay because I have confidence in myself to be able to think creatively and come up with a different solution or a different path. So the other end of this is critical thinking skills. So I already mentioned some of that problem solving, which I think falls under critical thinking as well. But the other things that I'll mention is basic math skills. So let's talk about Dungeons and Dragons. That's a huge one that you have to roll a bunch of dice and do math quickly to see if you pass or fail in combat situations or other dice rolls. So just practicing being able to do that math quickly is something that's really helpful and really cool as well. I would also classify under this category something called gray thinking, which is really being able to see different things as being either right or wrong in a given situation based on different perspectives. So oftentimes you are playing this other character and you'll encounter something that inherently might be wrong in your book, but because of other factors or circumstances, it could be that it would be right in certain situations. Moral gray areas are often explored in role-playing games, and moral gray areas come up in life all the time. So being able to look at this from different perspectives is a really great skill to have. RPGs also give you the chance to think ahead and think about your plan. So when you have a mission or a quest, you think about how am I going to achieve this goal and what does it take to get to that goal. So these certain steps are planned out. You make sure you have all of your equipment before going into the forest or whatever you're doing. It gives you an opportunity to think critically and make sure that you're planning appropriately for your mission. And then this last category is just kind of all-encompassing, but it's confidence. I honestly think that role-playing games has helped me become a much more confident person in my everyday life as I practice all of these skills with my friends in a safe environment very often, so I'm able to apply those things in my everyday life. It's been a really great experience, and I hope that this video will help shed some light on the skills that these role-playing games can help, and maybe change the perception that we're all antisocial and just hunker in a basement, although maybe sometimes we are. Thank you for watching. Let me know down in the comments if I missed any skills. And if you're interested, I have more role-playing game content over here. Check it out and make sure to subscribe if you'd like to know when my next video comes out. Thank you. Bye.